Hi guys, I'm Naja. Thank you for tuning into my channel, Get It Got It Good, here on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe, and also don't forget to check out my website, www.nysia Carter.com. See you guys later.
Okay, yeah, good day, yeah, ice on snowflakes, yeah, smile on Colgate, yeah, I'm propane, don't try to put me in no lane, cash out jumping in both lanes, I ain't gotta tell nobody no names, got go house. Okay, yeah, good day, yeah, ice on snowflakes, yeah, smile on Colgate, yeah, I'm propane, don't try to put me.
Good day, you guys. Welcome to another edition of Get It Got It Good. I am your host, Naja Wilhite Carter, and today I have Miss Selina Polk with me. You guys, I'm really excited about this because coming up, you have a lot of great things. You have a movie premiere, you have some cool stuff going on. And so, you guys, I definitely want to get into that and talk about it. But before I want to do that, I definitely have to take a time to shout out my sponsors, which are, of course, favorite one man shop is another, Dance Solutions. You guys, nothing but love for y'all. And of course, my networks, WBGR, Power 904, Total Entertainment Radio, and DMR Radio. Nothing but love for y'all. So, Miss Polk, I'll go. You guys, before we jump in with Miss Polk, we have to take a moment to pay these bills. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Is it real, son? Is it really real, son? Is it really real, son? Is it really real? Tell me how you feel, son. Tell me how you feel, son. Tell me how you feel, son. Tell me how you feel.
Rappers got nothing for me. One sound where record me. Every MC, I'm sure to rip them. I guarantee you.
Welcome back, you guys. If you are just joining us, congratulations. You haven't missed a thing yet, but it's time to get down to business. Selina,
Yeah,
how you doing today, honey?
I'm great. I'm blessed and highly favored.
Yes, yes. Now, with that, a lot of people think being blessed, there are no pains to that. But being blessed means that you do have some pains. You have some growing pains. So can you tell us what type of things you're working on that's giving you some of these like aha light bulb moments?
Oh man, so much. Definitely the novel, Afraid of the Dark. Also the actual film, Afraid of the Dark. And I did have some pain through that, but I was able to overcome it and keep pushing. Basically, I want to say financially, let's be transparent, because I was already working on a movie in Atlanta, Sweet Mandisa, shout out to Atlanta. And this project fell in my lap. I'm a ghostwriter and I was writing someone's project. And it was on, mental health, which is something we need to acknowledge. Also, the domestic violence. And we had an amazing cast. Everything was great. And the partner, he fell off. And then I ended up picking up a project knowing financially I was spending thousands of dollars in Atlanta for the film Sweet Mandisa. So to me, it was financially. I can't really say the actors because they're phenomenal. So I can't even talk
They're
about
gonna
them.
come and do their job, right? So
Yeah.
you said so many great things in there. You said, you were talking about mental health, domestic violence. You're talking about financial literacy. A lot of people may not have picked that up. And when it comes to, self-promotion, self-investment into your projects, you're talking about doing your thing, but also working on somebody else's. Because sometimes you guys, in order to pay the bills, you got to do more than one thing, juggling.
Yeah.
So many things go into that. So how did the project even begin? How did you even get into this world of writing and directing, producing your own movies?
Well, in 2008, I wrote my first book, and I had lost my husband. And once I lost him, I was lost. I felt like, what do I do now? I've been a housewife. I take care of the household. That is my job. So now I got to worry about, or even think about that outside of that, and living here with these kids. How am I going to pull this off? And so I moved back to Baltimore. I was living in Arundel County, best life ever, I could say. And I moved here with nothing. And something encouraged me one day. You know, my father, my sister, they're from that world, the industry world. They've done television and everything. And I was like, where do I fit in at? And even with the hurt and the pain of what I went through with my husband and coming here, it was hard, but I had no other choice. And one day I picked up a pen and paper, and back then in 2008, that's what I worked with, a pen and paper, you know?
Right.
And yeah, so I picked up the pen and I started writing, but I found myself loving it. In the process, I was still trying to make an income for my family. And you're talking about 7 kids. So
Wow.
it was really hard, but I stepped into that first. And I found out I loved it. And then once everybody got, well, How to Please Your King, what about How to Please Your Queen? So I wrote that as well. So I really stepped into this blindly, not knowing what the outcome was going to be. And then to turn up and start writing and really starting to love it like you wouldn't believe. And finally, years had gone past. And around 2014, 15, I said, I want to try and do a film. So I took the novel, First Lady. And that was my very first film. And I'm telling you, it wasn't easy. I just thought I could just get in there and do it, you know. So that's kind of like where it all began, with How to Please Your King, losing my husband to this world outside of my world, our world at the time, and coming here looking at those babies in the face, knowing that I had to make a way out of no way. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So with
Yeah.
the right motivation, you had a big old why. You had to take care of all of these kids by yourself, change your whole life upside down. A lot of times people don't understand the loss of a spouse is devastating, but it's even more devastating when you add the financial aspect to it, and how you're going to survive, how you're going to pay the bills, how you're going to feed, how you're going to support, all of those things. So you guys, definitely, my little 2 cents for today, look into some insurance, look into some financial planning, look into some living wills, look into that type of stuff. But with that being said, you decided to write. A lot of the times people don't understand their passions and they kind of fall into them. God kind of puts you in the right path to fall into them. You decided that, or you found that you love to write, and then you decided a few years later to try your first film. Now, when you did that, did you have a team around you already? Were you self-developing and self-learning this skill, this craft, and how to do it? How did that come about? Because that's not a little undertaking.
No, it was all self. And what I did was I did like a fundraiser, and by me already having the books that I did have out already, I think at that time I had maybe 5 books out. And so I used that finance instead of publishing the next book. What I ended up doing was using the finances to do this movie, and which it really was a small budget. I think maybe 10 grand that we did. I know that's personal, but I just want people to know that you can do this. And it was really hard. I didn't really have a team. It was just me and the film director. Believe it or not, might want to get into that later, I do have an organization with the youth. So what I do is I bring them in and they become our promoters on the actual streets, you know. So, and then with return, I may do pizza, take them to movies, spend quality time. I've also published a book for children. So that kind of like, it was a hand in hand kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it gave them an opportunity as well. So, yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. A lot of times people think, how am I going to do this? I need cash. No, how are you going to do this? Open your mind, think outside the box. You decided to use these kids who need something to do anyway. It exposes them to a whole new world, a whole new life, whole new craft skills and things like that. And in return, they get what they need most: love, attention, food, you know, a lot of the times. So I think that's a beautiful thing. What's the name of your organization?
Selina Polk Productions.
All right. So you took this And I asked this question because a lot of times people go into business and just start doing stuff. They don't actually sit down and do the most basic fundamental thing, which is, what is your company called? What are you going to be as a business entity? Are you going to be a sole proprietorship? Are you going to be LLC? You know, those type of things. So then you took this thing, this first movie. Then how did that spawn? How did that go? How did that turn out and then lead to the next thing?
You won't even believe it if I tell you. It's a Thursday evening, 7 o'clock. I pull up in the limo. In the corner, around the corner, I couldn't believe my eyes. 822 people showed up. I'm about to cry. The love that Baltimore gave me, not just Baltimore, there were people from New York, Salisbury, DC. I've never seen that many people in my life. And the actual actress that played my life, she wouldn't even get out of the limo. She was that nervous.
Wow.
It was so many people. I could not believe it. I still watch the video after 2017. This outcome was phenomenal. And it came from
a beautiful thing. And they're coming for you guys, for you, something that you thought of made happen. You know, I can understand.
Yeah. Still to this day, I can go get free popcorn.
That's always a good thing.
I can still get free popcorn. I can't believe it. Oh, come on in, Miss Polk, Miss First Lady. Come on in, come on in. I'm like, they still remember me? No, they remember that turnout.
Yeah, they remember the turnout, the income that it brought into them. They love that.
Yeah.
See? Now, how did that happen? Because a lot of times people write, they do their movie, and then they want to have this premiere. So how did you negotiate? You guys, I'm all about business. I'm all about the business behind the business, all about getting you guys the information to understand how people did it, so that way you can go and do it. Don't complain if you don't take the steps, because I'm giving you the information now. Okay, so you wanted to have this premiere. How did you go about setting up this premiere at an actual theater with actual marketing and people coming and things like that?
Well, basically, I talked to a young lady at the Senator Theater, which she's like the general manager. And the good thing about that, if anybody does go to, you know, want to use the Senator Theater, it's really cool because they give you 2 days before you can come with your deposit. That means your ticket sales, you could use that, you know, for the actual deposit and everything, just that part alone. But like I said, remember I was telling you that I did use the youth. Mm-hmm. And the young lady, Kimmy Pierce, she had a heck of a following. And I think she sold over 300 tickets. And then each actress was promoting as well, selling their tickets. So in a way, I think that they should help, you know, with that, with the ticket sales. It was crazy. And so we stopped when we got to like $5,000 for that evening. We stopped, and then we started doing the tickets at the door. But we also promoted. And there was a movie that I watched. I'm sorry to go into that part, but there was this movie that I watched, and it was really good. If a person constantly seeing and watching, you know, they're constantly seeing this. I want to be like the cows jumping over your head at night. God, I keep seeing this flyer. So I saw that in a movie where all day long, this guy saw this number all day. He gets to the racetrack and he plays that number that he saw all of that, even though it was a myth, you know?
Yeah.
And so with me, I constantly promote. People's like, Selena, they keep seeing a flyer. If they're not pressing like, they may not be coming. I'm like, watch how God is going to move on us. And when God does something, it's repeated. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, even when we read our word, it's things that are repeated. And so for me, I was like, okay, we got all this cash. I want you to post this every single day. We're going to do posters every single day. So if you're on the, you know, you're at a light, you're going to see it. So that was kind of like how it worked for me. If you're constantly, I got to go see what this is about. I got to, so don't wait till the last minute at the week of, and you sit here and say, oh, I'm gonna post it. You're gonna expect everybody to come. No, you need time to promote, to
Yeah,
market
you
your
need time
product.
to promote. And a lot of the times, you guys, people delay because they have to see something in front of them 5, 6, 7 times before they take action. That's just how we do, especially in
Yeah.
our community. We last minute, like, am I gonna go? Maybe. I
Yeah.
gotta see what else is happening. What am I gonna do? We do that. Then we do that, so don't get stressed
That's
out.
what you do, because I'm not gonna say me. I like to get everything out the way and open, just done. So I don't know. Yeah, we do wait till the last minute, especially in Baltimore.
Yes, indeed. So you guys, we have to take a brief break, but when we come back, I want to talk about your upcoming premiere, your book, and the movie. Okay, so you guys stay with us. We'll be right back.
So we're here today at the Black Gates in the community of Harlem, specifically Foster Projects, to show love to the hood. And Belchez is from this neighborhood. We like to call him the art dad of Harlem because he has been instrumental in the creative lives of so many people that a lot of people know today, and just the community in general.
Waz is the one who planted the seed for what the artwork should look like by simply just saying, what would you want to see as a kid if you looked out the window every single day? What would you want to see? What message would you want to put forth? And that changed my whole creative process. This is testament for community.
Welcome back, you guys. If you are just joining us, I am sitting here talking with Selina Polk. And Selina, you have Afraid of the Dark, which is a book, but you spun it into a movie. Now, before we even go into the movie and the premiere, how does that work? There is a difference I've learned between writing books and writing scripts for, the screen. So did you convert it? Did you have somebody else convert it? How did that work?
No, it was all me again. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, that's what I did. What I did first was I did the script. I wrote the script, and then I talked to my project manager, and he's like, how do you think they feel if you would do the book first? And then bam, you got this film right behind it, right? And I was like, God, that's pretty cool, because with First Lady, I didn't do it that way. What I did was I wrote the book first and then did the actual film. With this, the film was completed, and it took me 2 weeks to write the actual book, Afraid of the Dark. So I took some things from the script and put into the actual book. But then as I continued to write, I said, you know what, I'm gonna give them a part 2. Give them just something to keep them on the edge of their seats. You know what I mean? So
keep them hooked.
Yeah, I definitely get the book. I'm telling you, especially if you want to know just a little bit about what's really going to take place in part 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a little different. It's a twist on it,
Yeah. Well, a lot of times it is like that. So what is the Afraid of the Dark about? Just a little brief synopsis, back of the book type of breakdown.
Okay. So Afraid of the Dark is about 5 amazing queens that walk into a group session. It's a 6-week secret session. That means whatever goes on in that room stays on in that room. And the women begin to reveal themselves to Miss Cartwright, and she's supposed to be their medicine, their healer, to help them get past all the trauma and all the abuse they have endured. They live in such a dark place. And finally, Miss Cartwright was going to change their life forever. And the advice and the attention and the love, and Miss Cartwright's a total different type of counselor. And that you will find out in the movie. But she also went through abuse. The narrator will explain that Miss Cartwright was in college getting her degrees, not even in this category at all. She was there for a business, and she was raped by frat. I hope I say that right, frat brothers, right?
Frat brothers.
Yeah, brothers.
Brothers. Oh.
Yeah. Night, that whole, all of them,
Train.
And that put a toll on her. And she ended up basically, you know, being a psychiatrist, and that's what she ended up doing. But she changes these ladies' lives forever. But there is a twist. There's a big twist. And I like that everyone's watching the trailer, because the ideas that they're saying or what they believe is going on, it's not really what's going on. So I'm glad that the trailer is kind of like fooling everyone, getting them prepared for the biggest surprise of their life in this movie.
I think one of the great things about books or about movies are the misleading things, like leading you in one direction, but then like, and you go the other way. I'm like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's a really powerful movie, and I know like the trailer that everyone is going to see at the event is going to throw them completely off, because you're going to think it's some type of other film, but it's really domestic violence. And for me, I never been abused. I don't know what that's really like, but writing, I don't know if it's okay to say this because you haven't answered the question, but it really took a toll on me. It really did.
So again, I hear that even as actresses, when you take on a role, you take on those emotions, and a lot of times it's hard to shake it afterwards.
Yeah.
But you have to go into those deep, dark places, and your mind sometimes cannot differentiate between reality that is not happening to you versus is happening to you. And so you kind of take on those spirits, for lack of better words. So speaking of which, how did you, because a lot of times people write about what they know, but then when you think of sci-fi and fantasy, that's obviously not what we know, because we've never flew around in a George Jetson spacecraft.
Yeah, right.
But how did you then go about writing on a subject that is so complex that you've never experienced?
Well, I have a book out called The Untold, and with The Untold is not anything to do with my story. I went around the world to maybe, I think it was a month, and I went from city to city talking to different women, men, just to hear it. And a lot of it started from there for me. So I kind of like I had to like reflect back to the book called Untold to read over those stories. So there are like similarities to this new book, Afraid of the Dark. So that's how it took me. But I'm telling you, I've been writing since 2008, and nothing that I have written have done what this book has done for me, like, you know, emotionally, like really living it. Even when I heard those stories, and, you know, I knew that I was going to use a couple of those same stories in this actual book, because there's 5 women telling their different stories, and women do go through what's exactly in this Bible, in this book. Okay, God, it's time for me to study. Okay, but yeah, I said Bible, but yeah, and the book is really, really good. It even has poetry in it. In the book that details certain things, self-love and those kind of things, meditation. Everything is kind of like not just a novel, but it is a self-help book as well.
Yeah.
Just to inspire and, you know, uplift us, you know, all women.
Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So basically, you are like the mouthpiece. A lot of the times, people may come and tell you stories, and you just channel those stories through you and get their story. Because a lot of times, people won't come publicly and say their stories, but through you, their stories are being told.
Yes, definitely. And, you know, throughout this book, to believe it or not, people are walking up to me. People are talking, you know, about it, and also saying what they've been through. So I've tried to team up with, I did with Total Health Care, and they deal with mental health. And I was just like, some people really don't realize, like I said this in my last interview yesterday, that we also have to look at the abuser. We're just looking at it one way. Oh, he did this to my daughter, he did this, you know, to my son or whatever. But at the end of the day, somewhere has clicked up in here. Something has happened.
Right.
To be able to do what you're doing. So.
Yep. What is the cycles? What are the triggers? What are the keys to this mentality, this way of thought? So most definitely. And the premiere, do you have a set date for that?
No, matter of fact, Afraid of the Dark is in editing. We're hoping to be finished the end of October, maybe second weekend there, because it is a feature film. So I'm thinking, just playing it by ear. I think the editor said the end of October. So that may give us a couple of months. I would really like to start the year off fresh and put the movie out in January. And but right now, this is very important. The panel I was on last night was, I mean, they had other careers, but they were dealing with the mental health issues and what they could bring to the table. And it's just so weird how God put us all in the same room. That was like, that was mind blowing for me. I'm sitting there like, I'm listening to her. I'm like, oh my God, that she hands me her card. And we go to this young lady and she's semi dealing with the mental health too as well. So I was like, hey, we're three power heads in here. Come on, we can
Right. See, God don't make no mistakes.
yeah. I said, wait a minute, I'm thinking that, just gonna talk about something else, which one of them was an artist. So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So you guys stay with us. We have to take another break. We'll be right back.
You're live with the city's hottest DJ, DJ Blood Cuts.
Welcome back, you guys. Thanks for still being with us. I am still sitting here with Selina. My pleasure. Talking about Afraid of the Dark and all of the projects and writing. And you guys, if you missed it and you are a writer or if you are a movie producer or whatever the case may be, definitely go back and listen to the interview because she gives some invaluable steps about how she did it, how she got the premieres done, the financing, all that type of stuff. So you have an event coming up this weekend. Do you want to share?
Sure. Okay. It is meet and greet the cast of Afraid of the Dark, my fault. And it's at 1707 North Charles Street. 4 o'clock, you want to be there. There's going to be an all-you-can-eat buffet, gifts, door prizes. It's going to be crazy in there. I'm talking bananas if you're listening. I'm talking bananas. There'll be photographers that will be taking pictures. There will be media in there interviewing different people and also the actresses and actors. In order to get in, you got to get a copy of Afraid of the Dark, which is only $20. I'm telling you guys, you're getting a lot for just $20. I'm telling you, you're going to get
right. Food alone is more than $20.
Yes, I know. Who are you telling? Oh man, so it's a lot going on. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. The other thing that I have going on, this is touching me right now. So, well, basically this morning, let me go back. On August 11th was my birthday, right?
Happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. And I had, like I said, 7 kids. So, my birthdays are really like way out there, right? But I had this one son that every time it's my birthday, he does the mind-blowing thing. Like whatever he does is mind-blowing. So this year, my son never showed up. He never called me. He might have called, it was late on that evening, maybe about 8:30, and I'm in shock. I'm looking at the door, I'm going outside the door, doing all these things. Like, where's Carlos? He's always Mother's Day, the biggest gift. I mean, they be competing. I love it though. I'm enjoying it because I'm getting all the good gifts, right? No Carlos. This morning, I wake up and I can't believe my email. Like, I had to read it like several times, right? Well, where we're having the event is my son's studio. Let me hurry and get to the point. He just opened. I think it's 30 some inches. It's really huge. And I'm looking at the flyer and it says a masquerade. I was like, well, this guy, I know I don't party, so why is he sending me this, you know? He names the whole building after me.
Oh, that's awesome. See, when you do the right thing by your kids and the struggles that you went through, look how he has honored you.
This morning it said Selina Polk Museum. Y'all don't even know. I've been crying all morning. I couldn't believe it. And it's in a great place. It's huge. It has 2 kitchens. Oh my God. And I'm a cooker, so. And he said to me, when I finally got enough strength up to call him, because I was crying so much I couldn't get myself together. And I wanted to say it was a mistake, and I just kept reading it over and over. We present to you Selina Polk's, museum. And I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it. I was done, but his words was like, Mommy, I remember. I was only 10 years old. And I always seen you grinding. I seen you as this entrepreneur just grinding. I am who I am today because of you.
Wow.
I was done. So he's opening this building. I don't think I'll be doing any work in there, but just that alone, because he's in photography and it's gotten really big. Like everyone flies in to just have him do their photo shoot. And he brought it to life with 20 different sets. That means if you and your spouse come and you want to take pictures, he has something for that. Grand piano. And he painted it pink for women. Like it's this studio alone. Why? I was saying to myself when he did purchase it, I said, why would he buy another one? He's got this beautiful, whatever. You'll see if you come. And he's got everything in there. Any type of shoot that you want. There's 20 different sets. Even if you want to be going to the grocery store, there's something in there for everybody. But that was my main.
And there's something to be said. Your children are always watching you. You guys may think that they're not paying attention to the grind, the hustle, but this is a great example of giving somebody their flowers while they're still here. That's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you guys, that is such a great way to end this interview, because Selina's in the middle of trying to compose herself, which I can definitely understand. So the event is, give the address again, the time, the date.
Okay. It is
Sunday.
I forgot. I'm so emotional.
Sunday, 4:00, 11-something North Charles Street.
1707 North Charles Street, 4:00 p.m. You want to be in the building, especially if you want to win these prizes. I wish I could show you guys all these gifts in the back. All you can eat buffet. You'll be interviewed, take a picture. You'll have autographed posters that we will have. You can sign your,
Selina, dress code.
I would come dressed to impress. You don't have to. You can dress down. It's fine. But I'm gonna be dressed to impress. I don't know what you're gonna do.
Yes. Yeah, because you don't have enough reasons to dress up these days. It's like, right. I'm going out, look fly, but it's all about what people like and what they're comfortable with.
Right, exactly. And remember, you are going to be getting pictures taken all night, that evening. So
right.
You might
want to. So then how do people, besides this event, because they may not be local,
okay.
How do people find, follow, subscribe, buy your books, support in any way? How can they find you?
Definitely go to the website. The website is the best place to go and subscribe. It's www.Selina Polk Productions. I'm also on IG as I am Selina Polk, and you can always visit my Facebook page, Selina Author Selina Polk, and you can email me at selinapolk1965, and don't be trying to guess my age at gmail.com.
The first thing I did was 19. Okay, yeah, my math started going. I was like, okay,
No,
this
that's
person
not-
was going
that's-
in.
That's my brother. No.
That's your brother. That's your brother. That was your old house address. That wasn't
Yeah,
your
yeah, I used to live 1965.
You guys.
Listen,
I definitely appreciate your time here with me today. Selena, I have nothing but love for you. You guys, I have nothing but love for all of y'all watching across the different networks at different times. Of course, you can always find, follow, like, subscribe, support, whatever, me at Get It Got It Good G3 across all social media networks. And personally, you can follow me at Nysia, Nysia, Wilhite, Wilhite, or Carter. You guys, whichever is easier. And you guys, I am now promoting the YouTube page, which I normally don't do. But if you want to see all 4 seasons, go to YouTube, Get It Got It Good G3. You can also find stuff on my website at NysiaCarter.com. So there's no excuses, people. Right? So nothing but love for you guys. Selena, thank you for being here with me today.
I am honored.
And I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Nothing but love for y'all. Thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to tune in at NysiaCarter.com and be sure to like and subscribe this channel. Get It Got It Good. See you guys next time.